What up, what up, what up? Social media world, YouTube world. Back at it again to talk about horror movies from black directors. We about to come to an end soon. I'm on number 2 now of my top 10 directors of horror movies. And before we get into the number 2 film, I just like to promote my headline right here. As you see, I got the Candyman snapback on right here. Big Den hats. You know what I mean? The master shirt that I brought online. But this is one of my horror hats I had to sport for this particular session. If interested, inbox me. I can do anybody that you can name, all the classic people, Freddy Krueger, Jason, even Hellraiser, you know what I mean? If you want to check out more of my hats and my recent hats, go on my Instagram page, which is Big Den Hats. You can put it in lowercase, uppercase, but Big Den Hats, 247. All right, we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about Candyman, the newest Candyman movie that came out in the millennium, not that long ago. But before we get into the newest Candyman, let's go back to 92 when the original Candyman movie came out. It was directed by Bernard Rose, and it starred the famous Tony Todd. Rest in peace, my brother Tony Todd, who had that classic voice, you know what I mean, that raspy, like deep, horrifying voice we all know for the Candyman joint. The last movie he was in was the last Final Destination movie. He had cancer, man, and he wanted the audience to see him. Tony Todd, he wanted the people to see him in his original state like that. When he had the cancer, he wanted people to see him, you know, what he was going through and everything like that. And it was really sad situation right there. But everybody know the story of Candyman. You say his name in the mirror 5 times, he come out with the hook, fuck your ass up, you know what I mean? Story was taken from Clive Barker's story, The Forbidden. The Forbidden was came from a series of books called The Books of Blood, which Clive Barker wrote because he an author, playwright, and also a film director. And he write that gritty, grimy, weird type of shit, like that gothic type of shit, real graphic. That's the type of shit that he write. So, you know, he did the Hellraiser movies. He did a joint called Rawhead Rex, which was also in that Books of Blood series. Just a little background info on where the story originated from. But like I said, the original film came out 92. Classic joint of horror movies of all time. Actually was a second film that she did. And she also, and Candyman was the first time a black female director had a movie that was #1 in the box office as well. And then she also directed the movie The Marvels with all the female superheroes. A lot of people may get Jordan Peele feel of this type of movie. It's not a Jordan Peele film, folks. I had an argument with somebody that I know recently who swears that Jordan Peele directed this movie. You got Google, pick up your phone and look it up and research it. He helped the screenplay. He wrote the screenplay, and he also helped produce the new Candyman that came out in 2021. That's why it has that Jordan Peele feel to it. The story stars this dude right here who plays Anthony, the main character in this film. Also, Vanessa Williams is in this joint. One dude directed this movie. The visuals was fantastic. The cinematography was fantastic. Good storyline as well. It was a decent movie, real decent. I recommend, if you didn't see the new Candyman movie, if you're a fan of the horror, a fan of the Candyman series, you'll definitely like this one. And this is like the same scenario. You call the name of the mirror, Candyman comes through, but this time the dude is possessed with the Candyman spirit per se, and these murders is going on, and dudes slowly get possessed with the spirit of the Candyman. And I ain't trying to give too much away for people who didn't see it. It has a different feel from the other movies, and then at the very end, folks, you get a special, real special treat. That's all I would say if you ain't see it. That's why I ain't gonna give too much away. So go and see that joint. The dude Candyman that just came out a couple years ago. Definitely recommended on my top 10 list of horror movies from black directors. I'll see you next time when we go and get it in for the #1 in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this. Leave your comments down. If you ain't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I do these fucking hats, folks. Any type of hat that you want. Holla at your dude, Big Dinner Hats. Leave your comments below. I love to hear from you, to hear, movies from black directors, and horror movies from black directors. Peace.